All right, so I've had a request about showing how I use my EA to trade. Please, this ICT EA, as I call it, is not really ICT EA, but is a market structure reversal EA. So basically, if you do trade price action, maybe other blocks or so supply demand or ICT, you would understand when we have a break in market structure, something like this is Euro JPY. So you had this massive push to the upside, and we are waiting for that fade, for that sell zone. So I'm basically looking for price to break down this zone, and I'll take an entry. So why I do like the EA is because I can use it as I put it here, risk management. I'm trying to adhere to that, but I'm not really good at this following the rules. But yeah, basically that's what I'm looking for. So when I have that, I'll basically just go to the EA. I have it on the have it on the chart, and I'll just put the short signal, and I'll put my alert mode trading. I don't want an alert. I want it to trade. So when it breaks, it's gonna take a trade, and I'm gonna put my risk right there. So now usually those that trade, they could say, oh, I want to risk 1%, and they can put 1%, and then you click OK. And now the EA will just be waiting for you. So let me just show. So, and usually have the dashboard. So if I want a 1% here, my setting on the EA is once it gets a breakdown. So let's say this is a support area, right? Because we have all this bounce, bounce, bounce. So once the EA breaks this area, maybe it breaks to this level and the candle closes, it's going to open a trade. Once it opens the trade, I'm going to take my stop loss calculation will be from this high to this entry. So the entry will be like 40 pips or 41 pips, depending on where the candle closes. Now, if we are going to calculate that using, let's use a position size calculator. So our stop loss will be here, and our entry would be, let's say our entry is here, right? So if you're risking 1%, your first entry will be 0.41, okay? Now, I do not want to trade a 1% because I trade more or less an averaging method. So I'm going to show you like, first off, let me reduce my risk on that. So I usually use a 0.3%, or I will use a 0.5%. And then you always have to remember to change your magic numbers just in case you have some other EA setup. So that's all set. So right now the EA is going to be on, just waiting for that break of market structure, and then it will take the trade. If we're using 0.3%, this will be the, I would have this entry right here. So this is our entry. My entry will be 0.12. So that will be the lot size I'll get right here. Now, because I'm pretty much exposed on the euro, I don't really need to, hit it that hard for the sell. So now the averaging method, basically, this is like my Euro USD. I was expecting to sell at this point. That didn't happen. And then it went here, it was still like it was going to sell. I got another sell again and another sell. And today, let's see if we can find this. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I believe that's the one. So, well, we had a break of market structure. We have some entries right here. Honestly, I was surprised seeing this because I don't know how it got these entries right here. Um, I think I was probably on the 5 minutes. So let me go to the 5 minutes. Yep, I was on 5 minutes. So that's how it got the entry right there. So we had a break right here. on the 5 minutes. So price broke this level. And you see the candle close, it took a trade, then it pushed right up again and now broke this level again. But that was like a retest. So I had this one as my, I think that was a limit. Then I had this one trade here. And then I probably had like a retest on the 5 minutes. So when it broke, it had a retest, that was this. And then it took another trade. So I, when I woke up, I was like, whoa, I have like how many lot sizes on this? That's disturbing, but what can I do? I just have to wait it out. So it has taken that entry and this entry. You can now see the arrows on there. So another example would be Euro Swiss. So Euro Swiss had a break of market structure that was about 7:30. It broke this other block here. With that one, yeah, I believe that's the one, because this is the entry right there. So we had that high and it broke it, and then we had an entry right there. Okay, I think probably, let's check if that was the 5 minute also. Yeah, that was probably 5 minutes too. That was probably 5 minutes entry or 15 minutes. I'm not really sure because I woke up late. Okay, yeah, I remember. It broke with this one. And when I woke up, I saw that it had broken and it was pulling back up. So I set the EA immediately to take a trade. And then where the candle was forming was here. So it took that trade. So that's why it's not really showing at this candle close right here. So it showed when it was pulling back. So that's exactly how I use it. So I do my analysis, like if I show you, let's say Euro Swiss right here. So this is Euro Swiss I'm looking at, and Euro Swiss is in a sell zone, right? At this zone here, I don't see it pushing any further up that zone. So I see that it's going to have like a sell right back into this buy zones here, and then it's going to push up. If it eventually pushes up past this sell area, it's just going to be going to this other block line to sell again. So so using my analysis, I want to buy, I want to sell at the zone. So when, I hope that was showing. So okay, so this is Euro US, Euro Swiss, and this is a different system that I also use to check for supply demand zones. I also have one other one I use, which is this one, to supply demand also. And this is not really showing me any supply demand zones aside this level. So it had a supply demand zone here. It had a supply zone here, and then it had one up here. Oh, sorry about that. Right. So it had a supply zone here, but it's officially like coach trade, like cheese butter. And now it's getting to this zone right here. So that's the other level I was talking about. So I just have like a limit order put on there. That's just one limit order. So I usually put it just a little bit away from the level because I noticed, see how it actually went very close and it has not even tapped it. So usually with spread, it could touch this level and not take my trade and put it exactly at that level. So I had to leave it just a little few pips from there. And this was the initial entry with the EA. So once I've done, my analysis, looking at the levels I want to buy, the levels I want to sell, Then I will now go to my EA because I have that on a different chart. I will now go to the entry chart that I have my EA on and set it there. So as I said, like Euro JPY, put on the EA, set it to a trading mode, short or long, whatever you want. This is my strategy. There's something you have to understand. When you're using the EA, you're trading the EA with your own strategy. If you want me to teach you how I'm trading my own strategy with the EA, then I'll teach you that. And if I'm even teaching you my strategy, you don't necessarily need the EA, except you're not always on the chart. The advantage, the advantage of the EA is to help you take a trade when you're asleep or when you're working or you're busy. I'm tired of answering this question. Everybody asking me how many percentage risk or how many percentage accuracy. I do not know because I am not trading the EA. I'm using the EA as a tool to trade for me. Oh, please, anyone that asks me this question, I'm going to send you this video. Please watch it. So that is how I use the EA for my own trading. As you saw, right now I'm making a video and I've set the EA on. I might go to the kitchen to make food and EA is on. Once it's ready, it's going to take a trade. Same thing that happened on Euro USD. I was sleeping, it saw the stuff, it took the trade. Do you understand? So it's just there to aid your trading. It's not a set and forget EA. You don't just set it and leave it and hope the world, starts crumbling at your feet with millions of dollars. Right. Okay, so done with the rant. And now, what else is it going to be? The next one is going to be, there's a new feature that we just got. So I'm going to share that and show you. So I'm excited about it because I now trade ICT price action and supply demand. And I mean, ICT had made out supply demand to be sources, and it's just a different outlook for me when I look at it as a supply and demand zone, which is still a source anyways, because it's a source. It broke at some point in the past to the downside and made that zone for itself. So now the interesting thing about is like using Euro Swiss, which I'm definitely stalking for a buy. If we look at Euro Swiss from this outlook here that I did, go to the daily, see Euro Swiss is now bullish. I mean, it's obvious, right? That W right there. And if you're using your whole trend line approach, it broke it, basically retested that zone and boom, went away. Unfortunately, I got a buy yesterday, but I went out so early right there, but that's okay. Money is money. And then on the daily, we've broken the trend line, we've broken out, we've retested, we've gone up. So from my experience, usually when they want to make a massive run, they always do it 3 times. They'll hit the zone 3 times. So we had the push 1, we had the push 2. And now I'm expecting that fade back into a buy zone again, and then we would have a massive buy going up. So essentially, I'm going to be looking for a buy from here. Hopefully, they get to this zone. If not, they might get to that zone. So now that I think of it, let me put on the feed and see. So that zone is a 61.8%, which is good. And then we have the OTE level right there. So yeah, this one is above the equilibrium. So yeah, that would not, that would be too high. And we also have this gap here. So it would be nice if they got to the zone to take a buy. So now what I'm gonna do is I have set the EA on a different chart, and the new feature is we could put the buy levels that we want and the sell levels that we want, which is awesome for me because I can just set it and forget it. So this is basically the set and forget if you want to do. So if you know this Alfonso guy, he talks about supply demand, set and forget. That is set and forget is his company name because he just trades supply demand, put it there, set and forget and leave it. Now the difference is this EA now is going to put, when we put in the price level, so like this is the euro. So we have on the daily the red line, which is this one from here to the zone. And then on the 4 hour, this is the level I wanted to buy. So if it touches this or this level, awesome. So we're expecting more or less it fades right back in here. And then when it gets on the 15 minutes to this zone, and we get a break of market structure for a buy, we should start buying. So in 15 minutes, this would be from here to here, like 40 pips, 50 pips. So wherever it takes the break, I don't know, I don't care because I'm doing the averaging. It could get here, pull up, buy, pull down, take another buy, you know, pull down again, take another buy. Just keep buying it because that is the buy zone. And then when it's ready to move, it will move. Again, it will eventually move. If you don't want to have all those extra buys, the best way would be to have a 1 hour. The 1 hour entry would be perfect for that because once it breaks on the 1 hour, it's very much ready to move. So I probably would set one for the 1 hour break also. And yeah, and then we're going to take that trade all the way to the top as you know, as I showed on this chart. So free price signal for you. So now this is what EA is going to do for me now. So I'm just going to set it on there. I'm still going to watch it just because I have nothing else to do in my life to watching stuff. But yeah, I'm still going to watch it. Think by next week we're going to have the fade to sell. Probably the end of next week, Thursday, Friday next week, we could have a buy, or Monday, the upper week, we will now have the buy zone, and just take it all the way, take it all the way up. There's no need, just don't touch it. I'm telling myself that also. So yeah, so that's a very, very good, you know, that's a very good feature for me because it's something that I mean, I don't need to always be doing the analysis. I can easily just like the euro is now bullish, euro is bullish, so I can always just put it that when it gets to the zone, start buying, and then you don't need to always be on the chart. You don't need to always, if you're working, you can easily be trading while you're working because you've just done your analysis. And if you're using the basket method or the averaging method, like position trading, which I'm talking about, you just put a low risk. You can put a fixed lot size of 0.05%. It uses fixed lots there. So if you want to use a lot size, you can use fixed lot, put 0.05, 0.02. And then you're not scared that you're going to be in a lot of drawdown. Okay. So yeah, this is how I personally use the EA. I do my analysis. I set the EA up where I want to take the trade, and then it takes the trade. If the trade is wrong, it's wrong. When it's ready, it's going to take yet another trade and average out, just like it is on this euro. So the euro USD, it's not the perfect setup, it's not the perfect trade, but I have all these entries. I believe that's the last entry for a sell. To show, oh Lord, they had one here. That's funny. So yeah, so I had a sell. Oh, that looks ugly. And yeah, I'm like a 3.9% drawdown on the euro USD. But see this line here, this is a break-even line. That's it. So it's a break-even line. So as far as price comes all the way down here for 40, 50 pips, I can easily close all this trade at a break-even and I won't lose any money. But of course, if it comes there, I might as well hold it and make some profit after all the suffering of holding 4% drawdown and hold it. So after this level here, which is very much, you can um, you can easily hit this level. And that's based off all these entries I've had. So after this level, I can even wait for even 10 pips and you make some money extra or 20 pips. It all depends on how you want to trade it. And you can make some money off it. So this break-even, indicator is very important for me because it just shows me where on the charts that I can now start, collecting profit on this trade. Pound is the same thing. Yesterday it spiked and I got to sell before here. I was waiting for it to get to this level to break and continue down, but it didn't. So it had about 1.5%. So the break-even level is here. And if once it gets here, I can easily close this trade in a profit, even if it's 10 pounds, I close it. I'm not going to lose money on it. You get, so overall, my drawdown is like I think 5.4% now. And yeah, it could get to 7%, 10% even. I've never gotten to 10% before, at least since this year. I don't think so. I think the highest I've gotten is 7 or 8% drawdown, which was okay because in the end I closed up like with 2% profit. So yeah, these are all the tips and nuggets I use to trade. If you do want to trade with me personally, then you sign up, with me, join my membership, and we'll be trading this consistently for at least a month or two, whatever it is. And then you can easily get your own confidence in trading yourself. As I said, you don't need the EA to be profitable. It's the strategy that is profitable, not the EA. You need to use the EA to trade your own strategy. It has so many other settings on there. You can use it to trade just the F15 break in the direction of the 4 hour. You can use it to trade RSI extensions or higher time from RSI. So if the RSI is higher than 70, you start selling. If it's below 30, you start buying. The moving average, 200 EMA. It has so many stuff. So you just have to know your own strategy. I did a whole lot of back testing during December. I can show you. I did see. So I have so many results that I made. I did so many back testing just to understand what type of strategies are out there, what kind of strategies can I use. And I made so many what's the word, set files, but I don't even use them anymore because I just got to understand that, what, just trade the analysis and trade your supply demand. And it's worked enormously. Trade it, add the averaging, use low risk, then you wouldn't have panic attack and start closing out in the loss, and your drawdown will not be too high. You just tell yourself it's a 5% drawdown, it's not even a 50% drawdown on your account. So yeah, I mean, that's it, man. I'm tired of ranting. So forgive me in advance if you start asking so many questions and I just point you to the video, like, please go watch this. That's it. I can't keep answering so many questions about it. All right. Okay. Thanks.